This is not going to be a long video. Something quite interesting, um, I could say, just occurred. Something I happened to notice. I made a comment in a few of my videos in the past and mentioned how it appears that there's a certain group of blacks or so-called black Americans that basically feed on the death of black people and negativity. There's a sector of YouTube that have black and white people that speak on black killings, police killings, things of that nature, negative things regarding black people, and their channels are prospering. See, you can prosper on black death. It's interesting because the so-called white man prospers off of death. The prison systems, the police force, the funeral homes. You get my point on that. I want to read a couple of comments that this young man made on two videos I made. Now, I made two videos today. One was about Illuminati wants Eddie Murphy's daughter, right? And for those of you who watched the full bit video, you know where I got the idea from, because right at the end of the video, it actually says in the article about this guy, the ex-husband of Mel B, and his kinky sex ways and just different things like that. You can go watch the video in its entirety to see what I had to say. But this young man responded and says, "I mind my own business. These are the videos I hate. Gossip on other people's lives makes my spirit ache." So then, the video I made regarding the black stay-at-home father that was gunned down by police, he quickly liked that video. And then he made the comment and said, "Much better video here. Now we cooking." Think about that. They're both gossip because they're both talking about someone else's life that has nothing to do with my life or what's going on in my life. It has nothing to do with this young man's life or what's going on in his life. But in one video, talking about visitation and custody battles, he say, "I mind my own business. These are videos I hate. Gossip on other people's lives." And then it says it makes my spirit ache. So you can see it's a spiritual thing. But then on the video regarding the young black male that got shot by police, it's almost like it was a breath of fresh air for him, because he says, "Much better video here. Now we cooking." You would think that this is the video that he hate, because we're always hearing about young black males and females being gunned down by police or being abused by police. But yet, he says this is much better. So I had asked a question, like, now that this is your business, because apparently this is his business, what are you going to do? Now that you've listened to this video or read the article, what are you going to do about your business now? Something that you made your business that was not your business. So this only confirms and validates what I've been saying about black people loving the murder, the persecution, all of the negative things that's happening in the black community. There's black people that feed on that. They're energy vampires. They're vampires of negativity. They're vampires of death. They can't function without death or violence. It's almost like they are spiritual vampires. Because he said his spirit aches just by me talking about Eddie Murphy and what's going on with him and Mel B and her ex-husband. It makes his spirit ache, but he clicked on the video. He said he minded his business, but he clicked on that video. And then he clicked on the next video that said, black stay-at-home dad shot by police. And then he says, much better video here. Think of these words. Now we cooking. So black people feed. They feed on death and negativity of other black people. And that's why when we make videos telling young black males to get out of gangs, to put the drugs down, to stop killing each other, people, number one, don't watch the video. Or they will watch the video and thumb down the video because they don't want the killing to stop. They will call you a racial name. They will call you a coon, an Uncle Ruckus, a buck dancer, and all these other racial names because you're telling them to do better with their lives. Look at how much money Tariq Nasheed makes. But yet, he said black people are stupid. And black people still support them. The so-called black conscious community, they just feed on a lot of things they talk about as negativity, especially when they're talking about the church or the Bible. And you got people now that so anti-Christ in the black community, and you're wondering why you're in the condition you're in. Because you turned away from the Most High. But I just found this to be quite interesting. How there are so many black vampires out there, man. Blackula. There was a movie that came out back when I was growing up called Blackula. And it was talking about a black vampire. See, Blackula exists in this day and time. It's spiritual. Where black people feed on death and negativity. That's why when they post videos of black females fighting and pulling each other's hair out, or brothers fighting each other, or people can just see a dead body and walk by it with no problems at all. It does not affect them to watch that because they become so desensitized to death of their own people. They cannot survive without death, without drama, without sickness, without confusion. The Most High is not the author of confusion. And watch, I guarantee you, this video will be thumbs down. And I would not doubt it if this video would be removed by YouTube or not monetized by YouTube because it's correcting or trying to correct the negative reaction of black people. So feedback, tell me what you think. When just thinking back a little bit, just last week, when this whole situation was going down with the Nation of Islam and young Pharaoh, look at how many videos were made. Look at how many threats that came at young Pharaoh because of his views and opinions. And look at all the negative black energy that attached themselves. And everybody made a video. Everybody had to, and they're still making videos. Capitalizing off of that. Views are shooting up, man. Just put it in your title and views are shut up. It just shot up to the top. But that's modern day black people. And see, in order for black people to survive in today's world, sometimes we just have to separate ourselves from black people. Someone asked a question, and I was going to do a video on it, a separate video, but I'll briefly speak on it here. Someone had asked a question, why is it that black people always move into white neighborhoods? And the answer I was going to give in that video was that it's not that black people want to move into white neighborhoods. Black people are moving into neighborhoods where it's quiet, less drama, no police, where they can live in peace. Just so happen white people live there. And it's interesting that when blacks move in these areas where white people populate, those same white people will begin to start moving out. But you never see blacks move out of their neighborhood when white people move in. So white people are constantly showing that they don't want to be around you. They will tell you how they're not racist and how they love black people and how they have grandchildren that's black, or they may have a son or daughter that's black. But when they move into an area where it's populated by white people, they're getting away from your madness, and they get to sit back at home and watch you on TV, on Cops, and on the news, taking each other out. So when black people move into areas that's populated by white people, they're running from the negative Blackulas, that drama in the black community. But unfortunately, you have a lot of black people that move away from the hood, the ghetto, to move into areas where it's populated by white people, and they take that ghetto mentality with them. Now you deal with the loud music, the loud cookouts. Every day they cooking out, drinking, inviting the hood over, people leaving trash on the street, police showing up at the door. That's what white people are running from. Now I'm sure that there's black communities out there where just black people live and they're living in peace. But you don't see black people trying to move in there. They want to move where the white people are to upset their little happy environment. Now don't get me wrong, the white people have a ghetto too. But in the white people ghetto, now you have a totally different problem, and this is off the topic, but you have a totally different issue when you live in a white neighborhood or a neighborhood where it's occupied by white people, because then you got to worry about the pickup trucks being parked in the lawn, the loud country and western music or rock music playing, right? And I'm sure they had their little loud, neighborhoods too. But for the most part, when you move into an area that's occupied by white people, it's usually peaceful and quiet. The lawns are well kept. And when black people move there, they move out because they know what's going to follow. And that family that move in that neighborhood may not be bad people. They may be quiet. They mind their own business. They go to work. They come home like everybody else. But what they fear is that when other black people drive down that street and see that black family, oh, black people live here, let me move here too. And then that's when the drama starts. But there are so many black vampires out there that feed on negative energy. It's a spiritual thing. You can't even work with black people peacefully. Or you're going to have some black person in the department you work that's going to find a way to create drama with you. Just because of the fact that they have that demonic spirit of vampirism, feeding on negative energy. So feedback, tell me what you think. I found that to be quite interesting. Subscribe, share the video. If you have WordPress, follow me on WordPress. The link is on the bottom. Click on the PayPal link and financially support this channel. And I already know that's not going to happen with black people, because the people that's been financially supporting the channel have been white people. Right? So that's unfortunate. Yeah, but that's just the way things are now. Okay. So feedback, tell me what you think. Till next time. I'm fearless.